But it certainly left our southern cousins quaking in their beds. We're in Te Anau for Southland's 7.1 shake-up. Also tonight, the claims keep coming, as do the denials. Donna Aotearoa, has she misspent public money? Earthquake, the seismologists say, made the whole earth ring. It struck just after midnight, measuring 7.1 on the Richter scale. It was centred 70 kilometres west of Te Anau at a depth of 20 kilometres. Incredibly, no one was injured in what was the biggest earthquake to hit this country in more than 30 years. Aftershocks have continued to rock Te Anau today, rattling the nerves of the locals. For an earthquake this large, damage is relatively minor, but there's been plenty to clean up today. This from John Selwood in Te Anau.
At Te Anau Primary School, there was only one story for show and tell today, the big earthquake.
Last night it was freaky, the house shook. I woke up and felt a rumbling in the house. It was an earthquake.
It was just weird feeling the ground moving underneath your feet. And the first earthquake thing was very, very loud.
I came down after I went back up to my bed because there were still some aftershocks, and I slept underneath the table. That earthquake made me feel scared. It was scary, it was wobbly.
And it certainly was very wobbly and scary for both children and adults.
And the heart was going. Heart was fair going for it.
This was last night.
The surveillance cameras at the local supermarket caught the action on tape. It's really moving in there.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, that's a little bit faster than real time though.
We were having a staff midwinter Christmas do sort of thing in the bar across the road.
Yep.
And some had gone home, some of us were still there. And the place just started to rock. And
when you say rock, what kind of rock?
It was swinging from side to side, a foot or more, I'd say.
Yep.
And the comms, it just went silent, it just went dead silent, and everybody looked at each other, and I think the butcher grabbed my wife, and...
You must tell the butcher to stop doing that.
I will. And yeah, people looked around, looked for the exits, and then it stopped. And yeah.
What about in here? I mean, you were looking at your own supermarket. What was the kind of mess?
Oh, yeah, there was product on the floor, like you couldn't walk down any of the aisles. They were full of product that come off the shelves.
You have photos, I believe, of the aftermath. We'll put them down there and have a wee look, shall we?
There's cooking oil and mayonnaise. Pasta sauce is real good.
The pasta made a real mess, didn't it? Yeah. Truth is, it could have been a lot worse. A lakeside tourist township, Te Anau is sparsely populated. It's remote, and there are very few buildings of any great size. So thankfully, when the earthquake hit last night, damage was relatively minor. There have been no reported injuries and no serious damage, but the breakages, though minor, still hurt.
Isn't it funny how all that good stuff gets broken and all the not so nice stuff is still standing?
What about your wedding stuff?
Yeah, this is it. This is the wedding stuff.
What was that?
That was my Nana's tea set.
Oh no, really?
I have a few cups.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's okay. Well, the big thing, I guess, big shake, but you weren't hurt.
No, not usual. Yeah. The kids were fairly terrified. Yeah.
I bet.
Sort of like 5 in a bed.
Nerves were jangled and frayed, and wherever you went, people had a story to tell.
You hear this incredible noise and a real rumble. It sounded like a train coming up the track, getting louder and louder and louder, and then crash, and the whole room just went bump sideways.
I woke up halfway through the major one and stayed awake until the third large jolt. It was 7.1. Dad made a model boat and it split in half and got holes and the handrail fell off.
Yep, this is the lake steamer from Lake Te Anau, the Tauri. So she was launched in 1899 and unfortunately no longer on the lake, so I built a model of it, and now the model's like the boat, not fit for purpose.
Most are philosophical. It could have been much worse. Take Barry Ruff, who's getting ready to be married today. I can't believe how calm you are. It's your wedding day. You're making the meal, the wedding feast, and you've just had an earthquake. And you're calm as.
Yep.
Do you think a major earthquake before you get married is telling you anything? Is the bride a little nervous?
Yes.
And let me guess, the honeymoon's somewhere outside of Te Anau?
Yes.
Hey, well, look, you have a great wedding. I'll let you get on with the sandwiches because I know you've got a lot of work, but congratulations to you and the bride for later on.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, mate. Cheers. The adults seem to be taking it in their stride, but for the children, it's a little harder.
They came to school this morning very shaken, very petrified, and they've enjoyed sharing their experiences as the day's gone on. However, we've had a couple of aftershocks this morning, and it's been quite good for them to practice getting underneath the table and talking about what happens if they're outside in the open spaces.
2 of our children are okay, but our middle one is pretty upset about the whole thing. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she is tonight when she comes home from school, because the first thing they were doing this morning was having a earthquake drill.
If you push the chairs out and you hold on to a leg, okay? It's not a desk, it's a table. So you push the chairs out, underneath, hold the leg, you make sure your heads are underneath the table. Okay, turtles, are you ready? Away you go.
Well, I've been learning like how the earthquakes are made and what to do if there is an earthquake.
Yeah, and what are you going to do next time?
Duck under our desk with our heads covered by our arms.
Wise advice. Good stuff.
Right down the back. Right down the back.
The earthquake is another reminder of just how geologically volatile this country is. On this occasion, Te Anau